I see many people doing no contact as a strategy to inflict pain on the narcissist. And sure, it hurts them when you go no contact. They are dependent on other people to prop up their sense of self, their personality, their sense of self worth. But what other no contact videos won't tell you is you shouldn't be seeking revenge on the narcissist. You shouldn't be going no contact as a manipulation tactic, something the narcissist would do. And that's partly because you've been hanging around the narcissist so much. They have infected you with their narcissism. At the end of that relationship I had with the narcissist I dated, I became narcissistic. And it's shameful, but admittedly, I became almost sociopathic, psychopathic. I was in a state of stress, almost like PTSD. It was to a point where it was difficult being around other people. I was so anxious. I was in this state of just always thinking that people were out to hurt me, and I had become very cynical, and I was hurt, right? I was betrayed by the narcissist. You are betrayed by someone that you loved, even like whatever the narcissist might be, whether it was real or it was fake, the love you had for this person was real. It doesn't matter what they're going through, who they are. You yourself, as a person, you were experiencing love, and for you, it was real. Whether the narcissist planned it out from the beginning, whether they were just using you for whatever it was, it's painful to be betrayed, and you are betraying yourself in a sense. But when you go no contact, it should be, well, it shouldn't have to be permanent for everyone. Everyone's situation is different. And I don't recommend it because for some people, for most people, I'd say it's going to be very difficult. I still interact with my narcissist very, very little, right? I don't want, it's a personal thing. I don't want the narcissist to have that much power over me, right? I don't want them to be someone I fear. I don't want them, I don't want to have to like block them and change my number and avoid this person, run from them. It might be a bit of an ego thing to say that I don't want to be afraid of anyone. I don't want them to have that much power over me, but it's a positive thing as well. I you shouldn't you shouldn't go no contact as a form of manipulation. It shouldn't be something you do to get back at the narcissist, to maybe try to get them to like you again, because that is a pointless endeavor. They're never gonna like you the way a normal, healthy person is gonna like you. And again, if you want to pursue the narcissist, that's up to you. But you have to understand that that person is not healthy spiritually, emotionally, physically, and they're never gonna produce a productive relationship. You can date them, sure. But your life is never gonna reach its full potential, and your your life isn't is it's not going to be that great dating the narcissist. But if you're going no contact just as a tool to somehow better the relationship, what does that tell you? When you have to leave something alone for you to become better, what does that tell you about that thing? It's like when people like go on a diet, when you have to stop eating junk food to get healthier. What does that tell you about junk food? It tells you that it's not that it's inherently bad, right? It's not that junk food is evil. It's just that it's something that if you do it in excess, it's bad for you, right? It's chocolate cake isn't necessarily bad for you, but if you eat it every day, 3 times a day, it's going to be bad for you. It's not that the narcissist is necessarily this demonic person that people paint them out to be, but if you hang around them every day, if you're in a relationship with them every day, it's going to be bad for you, plain and simple. I didn't text my narcissists or speak to them for like 6 months, and I probably won't speak to them again for several months. I don't let them have that much power over me, and I periodically check in on this person because, and I don't know, it's hard to say. I'd have to really sit down and think about it, but in some weird way, I still care about them. I still worry about them. They're obviously a very lost person, but you have to do no contact for yourself. And for most people, just never speaking to that person ever again is honestly probably the best choice because every time you speak to them, it's another chance for them to manipulate you. And no matter how strong we get, it's there's still a chance, right? They can still, because we're quote unquote normal people, and they're narcissists. They know that we have empathy and all that stuff, and they can tug on our heartstrings, and they can get us to get on that coffee date, and maybe on that coffee date we start reliving those memories, and we start thinking, maybe if I just give them another chance. And even though we know better, the narcissist is doing this on purpose. The reason everyone tells you to go no contact is because most people don't have as much control over their emotions as they like to believe they do. They think they can interact with these people and just be like this enlightened god, and not be finessed by the narcissist, but that's not how it works. And these people will drag you down, and they have experience. You're a good normal person, and you're not always, you know, looking so deeply into things, where the narcissist is always a narcissist. They're always looking to jug and jive and finesse you in all these ways. They're always in predator mode, where you're just always a normal person. And it goes to it's proof that you can't you can't be around someone like that when you're a good, especially when you're when you identify as an empath. And they're just gonna they're gonna, as you've seen, they're gonna use and abuse your empathetic nature, and it's not gonna end well. If you are a highly empathetic person, you have to basically not speak to the narcissist at all. And as you go no contact, you'll see eventually you will heal, you will be reborn as this new person, and you'll be stronger. You will have all of this knowledge now, and it's not forever. It's possible to heal. I know I did it, so I know pretty much anyone can do it. And then at that point, you'll start to see that all those like thoughts and ideas that you have about going no contact to try to like get them to love you again and all this BS, you won't even care. You will be so healed and healthy that hopefully you'll get to the point where I've gone, where I see toxic people and I feel sorry for them, and I try to help them in whatever way I can. But I don't want to be in a it's crazy how I would want to be in relationships with toxic people before, but now I see them, and it's just, I feel empathy, and I feel sadness for them, and I try to help them as much as I can. But it's almost try to say it in a nice way, but it's almost like a sense of disgust. I do not want to be. I could be friends with them, maybe have a conversation with them, be cordial, but I would not want to be in a romantic relationship with them because I know it wouldn't go anywhere productive. Especially the type of person that I'd want to be in a relationship with. I'd want someone to reciprocate my feelings, to care about me, right? The basics, the basics of a relationship, which is something a narcissist is not going to give you. You should have more respect and love for yourself, and have more self worth, and that those are just the basics of human decency, to expect respect and love and kindness. So that should just be a given. So if you go no contact with a narcissist, do it for you, not as some weird tool or tactic to try to get them back or try to hurt them or anything like that.